Good day, everyone. Meteorologist Mark Molnar here. How's everybody doing? How's everybody getting along here? Hopefully it's well. Yeah, we had that big severe weather outbreak Monday. It is great to be back here at the weather desk. So let's take a look. Yeah, we have a few tropical waves out here in the Atlantic. What is the big story that I'm looking at here? So I always set a common theme here for the video. Yeah, as we head towards the middle of August, this is where I'm going to start to look at towards the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. Look at the intertropical convergence zone out by the Cape Verde Islands. This is my area of interest. Also, some areas here across the Western Caribbean and Gulf might start to actually pick up in activity here. So definitely something we're going to keep an eye on here. Look at the European model exploding the intertropical convergence zone out here by the 17th. And here across the Western Pacific, we're still dealing with Tropical Storm Khanun. We'll see just where that's headed. But as we continue, we're dealing with Tropical Storm Lan here, which could become a typhoon. And could this actually affect the Japan area, especially the Tokyo area, as a typhoon? And our upper level pattern, remains very, very robust here across the east. We're going to continue with that trough. Just how long could we be looking at some seriously unsettled weather here? Look at this. As we head towards the middle of the month, we are looking at a massive trough taking over across the east. Let's get into it. So if we take a look at the European model, there's a few of our tropical waves, Lesser Antilles up to Puerto Rico. We're going to have to watch this just ever so slightly because that weakness here continues westward here. We're going to be watching this through the weekend. Intertropical convergence zone looks kind of weak over here. But here is that disturbance I was telling you about towards August 11th. You see this weakness. We have to watch these kind of storms this time of year because they head into either the Northern Caribbean or especially the Bahamas here and off the southeast coast. Sometimes these stealth lows can become, basically re-energized here as they approach the North American mainland and then blow up really quick before landfall. But I don't see this happening. The European, is persisting this system here just north of Cuba and the Bahamas. There's your eyes drawn out here to the Cape Verde Islands. Let's just zoom out a little bit here because as we head towards mid-August here, that's when things are really going to start to flare up here. You start to see the European model close off this big area of low pressure. Definitely want to keep an eye on this. This is not set in stone, but the European model has been upticking tropical development across mid to late August here. Look at this here across the Caribbean too. Tropical moisture is going to be on the increase. We start to see a low pressure down here in the Southern Caribbean. So we'll have to keep an eye on this as well. Look at this. Yeah, the European model going crazy here with a closed off area of low pressure. Another bigger low here as well south of the Cape Verde Islands. As we continue in time here towards the end of our timeline model, August 18th, you can see the European model going crazy. There's a closed off low northeast of the Lesser Antilles, another low, and then a one getting ready to exit off the coast of Africa and continued very active here across with tropical moisture of the Caribbean and the Southern Gulf. So as we take a look at the GFS, how is it shaping up? Well, here is our our biggest tropical wave we've had in quite some time. It's approaching Trinidad, Tobago, Grenada here as well. So the Lesser Antilles. It's the northern coastline of South America here. That's going to kind of wash out across the northern South American coastline, but it's going to bring some heavy tropical moisture here through the 10th and the 11th here across the Lesser Antilles. So keep an eye on that. You could be getting some heavy rains. Other than that, there doesn't look like anything showing up here on the GFS. As we continue to time, look at towards the 12th. Yeah, we do have some heavy rains approaching parts of the Cayman Islands here and then just north of Central America. So yeah, the dominant feature is going to be this high pressure. We'll see just how far west the GFS takes this high pressure system because the European starts really building it westward. Look at this, though. Let me just back this up here. The 14th, we have another surge of tropical moisture. You can see it better here on the GFS. Jamaica and the Cayman Islands here. Here's Jamaica. Look at this tropical moisture feeding right up. And this is associated with that same feature the European was picking up on, only the GFS is a bit further to the south here. Seems like the high pressure is building pretty far to the southwest here, just like it was on the European model. Now, let's see if we start seeing those telltale signs here on the Atlantic side here. Look at this. So we get towards the 19th. Yeah, we start to have something try to start to organize here north of San Juan, Puerto Rico. But I don't see anything, if just back it up just a few days where it was on the European. The Intertropical Convergence Zone looks really quiet out here by the Cape Verde Islands. So we'll have to see what the European, as we continue to go in the coming days, picks up on. But the GFS is picking up on something here just off the south coast of Florida by the 20th, but I do caution you, this is 294 hours out. So as we take a look, thanks to Tropical Tidbits here for our dry air outlook. Yeah, there's going to be that surge of moisture here as we continue through the rest of the week across the Eastern Caribbean. Look at here off the African coast here, south of the Cape Verdes, though. This is the GFS, by the way. We'll be looking at the European momentarily, but look at that. Yeah, big surge of moisture here across the Caribbean into parts of the Gulf up the East Coast. So please keep an eye on that. We'll definitely keep an eye on it here at MeteoMark. So take a look at this. Yeah, we're going to see, across the big portion of the Atlantic and mid-levels, still a lot of dust and dry air keeping a lid on things. Now, as we continue towards the middle of the month, the GFS is more pessimistic when it comes to dust, really entrenching a whole lot here. So we're going to take a look at the European model here. Let's take a look at this. So yeah, keeping dry air there across the main development region through about August 12th here. Keep your eye here, though, on the Cape Verde Island region, right off the coast of Africa here. We still have a lot of dry air out here, as well as the Gulf of Mexico, parts of the Caribbean. But watch how this moisture just surges here. You start to see it here in the Western Caribbean, but look at here in the Intertropical Convergence Zone. The European model is picking up on what could be a big moisture surge with some of these big tropical waves. Now, whether they can make it through this dry air at mid-layers is a big question mark, because you start to see by August 18th here, look at the dry air stuck on the west side of both of these systems. Sea surface temperatures are still extremely toasty here. I am just shocked we have not had more systems here in the Gulf, Northern Caribbean. Look at out here, the main development region, off the East Coast as well. This is ridiculously warm. If we didn't have an El Nino, we would see explosive development everywhere. So the land south of the United States here, the Caribbean. So yeah, here we go in millimeters. I'll translate for my American viewers to inches. Look at this. Yeah, so we get towards the weekend. We're going to be getting into some heavy rainfall here across Jamaica Saturday and into Sunday there across the Cayman Islands. Look at this. Yeah, this is going to be right around the 35 to 50 millimeters of rainfall. That, my friends, is about 1.5 inches. 1.75 inches here. So that's some good beneficial rains. That's going to be continuing as we continue throughout next week. We're just going to pile on top that. Look at this. Not only from Central America, where you'll see 150 millimeters of rainfall, which is 3, 4, maybe 5 inches. But look at this. This red zone, 60 to 90 millimeters. We're getting up close to 3 inches there. And as we head here across the Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico region, look at there. Thursday into Friday. Yeah, 30 to 50 millimeters, right around 1 inch, 1.5 inches easily. Look at that. All through next week, these tropical waves increase in coverage, and we're going to be looking at some areas approach 90 to 100 millimeters. We'll be getting right into that 3, almost some areas locally higher to 4 inches. Western Pacific, Tropical Storm Khanun here. We're still dealing with the storm at the tip of Japan. This is going to take aim on South Korea, likely as a maximum tropical storm. You take a look as we continue to put this into motion. You can see the center of circulation coming right. This is right around Wednesday evening here. Take a look at this. This is going to go right up the Korean Peninsula, producing flooding rains. Not good news. But look what we have on its heels down here. Here's Tropical Storm Lan, which will likely become a typhoon by later on August 10th. So watch this as we put this into motion. Let me just zoom out so you can get a vantage point here of Japan. Look at this. As we continue to go, the European model's trending a little bit further west of guidance. That's some good news because it'll take it further away from Tokyo. Bad news because it takes it closer to Osaka and these areas further west. So we got to keep an eye on this thing because look at it. It could become there's it's not going to become, major typhoon or super typhoon by any stretch of the imagination, but it could cause some problems here. And look at the European model does start to take it up towards the Tokyo area by about August 15th. So yeah, then accelerating it to the northeast. So you are very used to these kind of typhoons in Japan. Nevertheless, we'll keep an eye on it here. And as we take a look at the Western Pacific, here's what the GFS is showing. First, Khanun here. You can see Khanun. It is going to stay a tropical storm. GFS kind of hinting this might become a typhoon again. Look at that eye. It's possible, but I don't know if the water temperatures are really supportive of that. We'll get some wind shear, too, as it approaches the South Korean coast. Now, look at by this point, it's going to be Typhoon Lan. Look at this. Yeah, this is a little bit concerning, but I do assure you this isn't going to blow up into a super typhoon. Nevertheless, let's see what the GFS does. It looks pretty much identical here to the European model. So, Osaka up to Tokyo here. Coastal areas, please stay tuned. Yeah, it looks like right around the 14th, August 14th, on the GFS's landfall. And the GFS is taking this a little bit further to the west, so that would bring some bad weather into Tokyo here. European model takes it literally right, the center of circulation, right into Tokyo. Now, let's see what the GFS does as we continue to go further out. Yeah, it kind of washes it more towards the north, and then eventually the east and gets caught into the westerlies here. And I do want to mention something about Western Pacific weather here, these typhoons. The way they keep pushing up, this direction, this does have a big impact on keeping these East Coast troughs all the way. It's amazing how our weather, changes as we go across, the northern hemisphere here. But that's going to keep a trough here across the east. And thanks to Tropical Tidbits here is that buzzsaw Dora. Hawaiian Islands are off the map here, but look at this. This storm is amazing. Its longevity to continue to regenerate itself. As we take a look at Dora out here, we've been dealing with this storm. Look how far along this storm has come. It's originated over here into Central America. It continued for nearly a week and a half, almost 2 weeks here, just south of the Hawaiian Islands here. Here's the Hawaiian Islands. Here is Category 4 Dora. Look at this storm. This is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a storm last this long here in the Pacific, and it will likely make it into the Western Pacific. It will weaken here, going north of, Guam here, northeast of Guam. So, yeah, what's going to happen with this storm? We might actually have a situation where it tries to regenerate here into the Western Pacific. The rest of the Eastern Pacific, we are watching an area of 50% through day 7. If we just back up the model here it is. It is in this general area now. It will be heading towards the west. Will it actually develop? Well, we'll have to keep an eye on this system because it looks like it actually is going to develop into a hurricane. And this one might take a path closer, you can see here, closer to the Hawaiian Islands here. So these El Nino years, you have to watch this here in Hawaii. This is by August 18th. A lot can change, but we'll keep an eye on it here. Now, here in the Central and Eastern Pacific, take a look at this. So Dora is going to continue towards the west here, pretty much on the GFS, recurving. European takes it a bit further to the west. We'll have to see which one is correct on this. But take a look at this. This is our big area of concern. So we're going to back up to here. That system's going to develop. Let's see how close the GFS, take a look at that. European takes this storm like this. Look what the GFS does with it here. Watch this. So this is the 16th of August. Look at that. Just weakening in much colder waters here. Literally just washing out into nothingness here. So we go back towards the coastline here. What do we have to look forward to as we go in time here? So look at this. The GFS, I do caution you, this is 219 hours out, but look what the GFS is blowing up right off the... Look at that eye. Yeah, so something could be brewing here. If it does hug the coastline up here from Acapulco up to Puerto Vallarta. We could have a big problem here. That would be the August 17th all the way to August 20th. There's the tip of Baja California. So our future radar here, let's take a look as we head throughout the rest of your Tuesday night and Wednesday. Clearing along the East Coast, but look at that mesoscale convective system across the Central Plains. This is going to become a thing as we continue. Look at this, yeah. So early Wednesday morning, it is going to be a stormy one here across the Central Plains. Look at that heading east throughout the morning hours into the afternoon, 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m. You start to see some popcorn showers and thunderstorms, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. There's only a 30% chance, but any place that does get, you could get a tenth to a quarter inch of shower and thunderstorm activity. Look at towards 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Wednesday evening. You start to see evidence of these mesoscale convective systems developing here across the Tennessee and Mississippi River valleys. Here into the Ohio Valley, look at this. It's clouding up. You're definitely going to see some showers and thunderstorms. That advances on Columbus around midnight. And then look at towards the Cleveland-Akron area towards 2 and 3 a.m. So heavy rain and thunderstorms moving into your area. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of severe weather, maybe an isolated severe, but mostly showers and thunderstorms. So it'll bring some rainfall. And look at these mesoscale convective systems. 1, 2, 3, 4, as I can count here. Definitely a severe weather problem, especially look at Tennessee down and through parts of South Carolina. And look at this as we continue through most of the morning, early morning hours before sunrise, and we start to rise the sun up. Look at the showers and thunderstorms moving into eastern Ohio, western Pennsylvania, western New York. 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Here we go. So showers and thunderstorms weakening a bit here, except for eastern South Carolina, parts of North Carolina. But look at that. A generalized rainfall here getting into Binghamton, Syracuse, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, New York City by noon and 1 p.m. And that just takes over here across the Hudson River Valley, the eastern Catskills. Look what's forming, though, during the mid-afternoon hours, though. We could have some strong thunderstorms, maybe some severe weather here as we get north of Cleveland and Buffalo. That'll be getting into your area. This is the last frame. So I think this line will solidify and head towards the south and the east. I have plenty more weather here. Stay tuned for the rest of my video, but I have a quick announcement here from my affiliate. Take a look at this. I am proud to announce that I am now an affiliate with Trilogy Maps. TrilogyMaps.com, bringing you the most digital, customizable maps found nowhere else on the internet. These maps are simply stunning. It's an advanced layering system that makes these maps great for making forecast maps with ease or any other maps that you would like to display important information on. The resolution on these maps is simply amazing. From the detail of everything here in the States, and you can also create stunning, digital, professional layered maps from also across the entire world. And don't forget, in checkout, the discount code option, use my code, MeteoMark, hit apply, and you will get 20% off your order. So if you want the most professional, customizable, and affordable weather maps found nowhere else on the internet, look no further than TrilogyMaps.com. Link in the description down below along with your discount code. And Robert from the Dunkirk, New York area, take a look at this. This was on Monday as strong thunderstorms were approaching from the west. I think these got severe as they moved east of his area, but you can see some threatening weather here to the west. And there you can start to see in the background that's almost looks like a shelf cloud there. And as we continue in time, look at that. There's a video capturing that frontal boundary moving across his area late Monday morning into the early afternoon hours. This is where the front really started to get active across the region. So nice captures there, Robert. So let's take a look at the troughs and ridge axis here. Take a look at this. We're looking at the European model first. Yeah, Thursday and Friday. Look at that trough solidifying across the east here. This is just evidence that our big old troughy pattern is back. Yeah, let's take a look at medium range. So as we get into medium range model, let's pick up about where we left off with the European. Here it is. So yeah, Thursday the 17th of August, we do get some ridging through the 19th, but look what's kicking in behind it here. We see evidence that, we're going to start to see, that trough kicking here across parts of the east. And there it is by the 29th of August. So we do get a little bit of a break from that trough about right around the third week of August. But look at how it solidifies late August again. You get that troughiness here across the east before a little ridge builds in and more troughiness. It is really stubborn here along the East Coast. So let's take a look at the European model here. We'll skip through what we did on the HRRR because it's pretty much the same. You can see that thunderstorm complex moving across the Mississippi River Valley, the Tennessee River Valley, and then eventually the Ohio River Valley. Although I do want to make note, look at this. The European model is a bit further to the south, keeping a lot of northern Ohio, western Pennsylvania out of this initially. So I caution you on that, but look at that. Yeah. Showers and thunderstorms developing from Cleveland on eastward. There it is. This is definitely a trough here. This is something you couldn't see on the HRRR model. So yeah, showers and thunderstorms continuing into your Thursday into your early Friday here across the Northeast with coastal low developing. Yeah, this is that big old trough here across the east, high pressure trying to build in across the Northeast here behind it. But look at this. We're just going to keep getting system out of system after system here Saturday, August 12th. Take a look at this. So we got strong thunderstorms developing across the plains. We also have another area here across the Great Lakes and Ohio River Valley. Yeah, Cleveland over to Buffalo, Erie. You might be looking at the start of a stormy weekend here, and that continues into the Northeast as we get into Saturday. Showers and thunderstorms late afternoon, early evening here across parts of upstate New York, eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and western New England. And that trough, you can see it's very evident here. Yeah, on these isobars. Look at that. They're arcing southward here. And look at this. We get a big... This is like... I don't know. This is looking like springtime to me. These severe weather outbreaks we've been seeing. So something definitely we need to keep an eye on. Look at by Monday, August 14th. We got an area of strong showers and thunderstorms here. Some could be severe by next Monday from Ohio, eastern Ohio, northern Ohio, eastern Michigan, southward, right along the spine of the Appalachians, southward to Atlanta here. Let me just back that up one frame. Look at this. Yeah, another big chance of potential strong to severe thunderstorms here. So we're just getting one active system after another. You can literally see the trough here. This is definitely the pattern we are stuck in. This summer is going to be known as the summer of the trough here across the Northeast, and that just stays unsettled. And look at this. We just have system after system just relentlessly dropping out of Canada here across the northern plains here, the Midwest, and the Northeast. And that just continues into August 17th. That system's a little bit weaker, but, we got a lot of time to watch it here. So if we take a look at total liquid equivalent precipitation, on average here, we're going to take it through, there we go, the weekend. So about the middle part of the weekend, we're seeing anywhere from an inch or two here across the Northeast, averaging about to 3/4 of an inch, and some heavy rain here with these severe thunderstorms across the Southeast. Now, as we take a look at the European model here into the Northeast, here it is. The European, this run is arcing and moving a little bit further to the north here. So Wednesday night into Thursday, I think we'll see more rainfall. I think if we average this all out, we're going to see 3/4 to 1.5 inches of rain on average. Look at northern New England, though. We toned down those amounts just a tad, but still we're looking at over an inch in most areas. Coastal areas, we might see a little bit of a rain shadow here into parts of the Northeast, but it's going to be really close. So some of these gully washers still could get into this area where we're not forecasting much rain. Let's take a look at the HRRR. And if I show you the mesoscale model, HRRR model I showed you earlier, there's that band of precipitation. Look how much different this is on the HRRR as opposed to the European model. Upwards of 1.5 inches and close to 2.5 inches just south of Cleveland into northwest Pennsylvania. I think this does have a good potential of developing this way a bit further to the north. So I think the European, as we get the latest runs coming in, I think they'll slowly come on board with pushing this moisture a little bit further to the north. So temperature-wise here, look at that. Texas, mid to upper 100s. It's crazy. But we're seeing some cooling here across parts of the Northeast, northern plains, upper 70s, lower 80s into Wednesday into Thursday here. Take a look at this. Yeah. more shot of cooler air here with the clouds and precipitation. We're just building that heat across the central plains and parts of the southeast with mid to upper 90s and hundreds here across Texas again. And watch this as we head into Friday, August 11th. Yeah, look at that. Pretty temperate here across the lakes, upper 70s, lower 80s. The string of heat up to the 90s into southeastern Pennsylvania continues to push northward, as does the heat building across the plains. Is this going to lead to another major heat wave? Well, we'll keep an eye on this big old heat dome here across the southern plains. This is just crazy how long this is lasting. But look at how prevalent these mild temperatures by any stretch of the imagination. It could be a lot warmer here, but south of this line, Cleveland 83, Altoona 82, New York City 84. So, this is your Saturday heading on into your Sunday. Look at this. Yeah. Reinforcing shots of cooler air, 70s pretty much north of that line. Look at the 90s and 100s, though, just boiling in the same areas over and over again. And then we start to see evidence that these 90s could be pushing in Monday, August 14th, into parts of the mid-Atlantic into the northeast. But look at that across the lakes here into the Midwest, staying mostly in the upper 70s, lower 80s. Extended outlook from hometown viewers, Binghamton to Scranton's upper Susquehanna River Valley. Look at this. Wednesday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, particularly between 3 and 8 p.m. Probably less than a tenth of an inch, locally higher to a quarter to a third of an inch. But look at this Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday night and Thursday, it clouds up. Showers and thunderstorms likely. Probably at least around a half an inch of rain, locally higher amounts and heavier showers and thunderstorms. Heading up towards 76. Doesn't look like a good outdoor day. Friday does, though. Sunny and 81 if you have a 3-day weekend. Saturday and Sunday, it just get more warmer, mid-80s likely. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm Saturday, particularly between 3 and 8 p.m. As always, thanks for joining me for this edition of MeteoMark's Weather. Don't forget to visit my link down below for my Hurricane 2023 Outlook. If you haven't visited that, I go over the entire tropical season, what I think is going to happen. Also, don't forget my Trilogy Maps link affiliate down below. Use the code MeteoMark to get 20% off your order. I do make a little bit of commission off that, so just to disclose that. So there it is, and the link's down below. At Facebook MeteoMark, you can visit me, also Weather Northeastern, also Hurricane Northeastern. It's also MeteoMark.com, Twitter @WeatherEastern. Thanks for joining me for this edition.